Yeah, kind of, similar, I guess, a little bit similar more to the Xavier game, where you take the lead. You feel like you're playing pretty well, in the first half there. But we actually guarded them as well as you probably can because they're so good offensively, especially in this building. But then I think obviously just didn't give up 60% shooting in the second half and, just lost so many one-on-one battles. And then you throw in some live ball turnovers, and points off turnovers 20, transition 24. I don't know if you guys fudged the numbers here with that. I got the SID staff. I'm going to go back. I hope that's not accurate. I hope you guys embellish that a little bit. But to give up basically 44 free points when you're playing on the road in front of a crowd like this, this is it's a big-time atmosphere in here. Again, no prompting needed. This crowd was, the crowd was definitely a factor when we were unraveling. So, got to play a full 40-minute game. You want to win on the road.
Coach, we're seeing teams kind of pack the paint, shut down Adama, and then kind of guard Jordan hard on the outside. How do you kind of get the rest of the guys to join in?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they might have. He had some great opportunities that turned into, missed opportunities. There were opportunities for him in the paint, the way they were available to Donovan. We obviously got to get more people playing well from an offensive standpoint. It's going to be it's kind of a similar script to the Providence game where it felt like the two kind of, our two best offensive players in the game were Alex and Donovan. And it's going to be hard to win on the road that way in places like this versus teams like that.
Can you just talk a little bit about Donovan's performance too? Did you just like that matchup down there?
No, listen, we're at the point here where, Adama wasn't playing well, offensively in there. What wasn't, what just was just was having one of those games. And Donovan was playing great, so Donovan played.
Oso Iguodala was such a unique weapon for Marquette, the way he handles the ball and passes. Just what kind of issues did he cause for your defense?
Lots. I think he's like the modern day, big man. That guy's going to be a draft pick, or at least I know he's going to play in the NBA for a long time. That guy, because he just, his ability to pass and face up, and they set ball screens for him, and Shock obviously deploys him really, really in a smart way, but. You don't play. There's a lot of great centers in college, obviously, but he's unique and he's going to play in the NBA.
Yeah, what are you going to do to get Jordan back on track a little bit? And as far as Adama tonight, he had the great game against Creighton. What did what was wrong with him tonight?
I'm not sure. I just think he just had a bad game. I just think, early he got a little spooked. He had those great opportunities early to start the game around the basket. A couple with turnovers, a couple, he turned into throwing the ball out. I think one got blocked into the basket for a jump ball. I just think, he got unnerved a little bit out there, which, a guy with his experience, I think he'll respond back. Did you ask me something else? Was there another thing you asked me about? It was Adama or what?
Oh, just getting Jordan kind of back on track.
Yeah, listen, they put Prosper on him. The Big East is a really physical league. He's being grabbed and held. His game is obviously running off screens and pins. He's not physically strong. He's a young player. And, if it's tough for him, he doesn't have much freedom of movement out there. And then he's got to also too, he's a young player. He's a tremendous prospect. He's got to find a way to break through and carry the mentality on the road that he plays with at home.
and just, three straight, well, your last three road games against arguably three of the toughest teams to play, toughest places to play. Yeah. I mean, what do you take from, you fought hard, but what do you take from these three road games?
Yeah, that the kind of that toughness I talked about in the beginning of the year, obviously in the non-conference in the non-conference and in the NCAA tournament where they basically call everything, the way the games are played in the non-conference and in the NCAA tournament are much different than when they're played in league play. The games are a lot more physical. We're proving to be better suited for, maybe those other types of games that are played a little bit differently, which makes me feel better about March. But it was scary, the amount of one-on-one being driven and scored on, the lack of physical toughness at the point of contact in some situations. It also feels too like we're, everything that we're doing from an offensive standpoint is scripted in a way where it has to be something that we call. We're not just getting enough creativity and enough, people that could just go make a play for you at a critical moment, either in transition or when some initial thing doesn't work. So, we got some things that we got to get better at. We got, obviously, things get no easier whether you're home or away in this league because, we got a big target on us.
I think Marquette's shooting. They shot over 50% tonight. They're shooting over 50% for the season. Their offense, just what makes it so difficult to kind of contain for a full 40 minutes? Yeah,
the Iguodala, Kolek make it really problematic. Just with the way that they both can facilitate. I mean, Kolek's the best quarterback in the country. I don't know if he's leading the country in assists, but he's the best quarterback in college basketball. To get the scoring punch, I mean, like Cam Jones, man, he could beat you with catch and shoot threes. He's slick off the dribble. He can win one-on-one battles. You got an attacker in Prosper. Joplin is another weapon. I mean, they get toughness from Stevie Mitchell and Jones. I thought in the first half, really, that could have been double figure. We could have been up doubles in the first half if Jones isn't as good as he was in the first half. So, they got a heck of an offensive team, and they're obviously tougher to play in here.
Danny wanted to ask about Iguodala on the defensive end.
Yeah.
He's not that true five like you mentioned. He didn't shut your guys down, but what allows him to kind of hang in there?
Just the movement and the length, switchability at times. It almost felt like, if Adama had his A game today, we might have had two guys with 20 at the center position, because I think when Adama looks at some of his opportunities in the first half, second half, he had some point blank things. But what I think he does, though, is just the switchability, the length. You could do multiple things in the ball screen defense. You could drop him. He could blitz. He could switch. That's a really nice luxury to have with a center, to be able to do all those things. Bless you, Dave.
In some of those down the stretch possessions, you didn't have either Hassan or Tristan on the floor. I'm just curious what went into that decision and what more you're looking for from those two guys at point guard.
Yeah, I mean, we at that point in your survival mode, I think, neither guy was playing well. At that point, you're just trying to find the combination. We wanted to play the 1-3-1. The problem became beginning of the second half. You start with man because you guarded him so well. That first group is really, really a good 1-3-1 group because there's a lot of length out there. Then when you go to the bench, it's a smaller group, and the 1-3-1 isn't as effective. So, like, now you're getting shredded in man, so now eventually you get out of it. The 1-3-1 was disruptive. So I think we wanted to just get more lively bodies out there and, just try to get just five guys that could help us win the game out there. Because we were searching. There were a lot of players struggling tonight. Thank you.